Today I'm going to be adding 2 brand new stocks to my dividend portfolio. I've recently been paid and I've got this little habit set up for myself where every time I get paid I try to do some investing shortly following. So it's that time of the month again and I'm really excited because this month I'm actually not adding to any positions, but I'm adding 2 new positions. So I'm adding 2 companies that I've not got in my portfolio right now. The original plan was to add an ETF to my portfolio. I'm not going to share which ETF it is because I'm hopefully going to be buying it soon. But because the exchange rate between dollars and pounds sucks at the moment and the pound is really weak, I'm just going to hold off on that a little bit, hopefully buy into that ETF soon, just because it doesn't make that much sense to do so now. I'm also not prepared to wait years to add to it, so I'm just going to monitor the situation. But for now, because the pound's so weak, I'm going to try and snap up some bargains and focus on UK stocks. I'm trying to make my portfolio as recession-proof as possible. And also, I've only recently started this portfolio. So there's still quite a lot of gaps in terms of diversification and trying to get a lot of different sectors covered. When I first started this portfolio, I said that I do want to cover all of the sectors because obviously that is the smart thing to do, to have that full diversification. But I also didn't want to just drip a really small amount of money into each position because, you know, that way they're not big positions. I'm not going to be getting many dividends from them and it just seemed a little bit pointless. So I focused on fewer companies to build up my positions in them. And then slowly I'm adding more and more sectors, more and more companies to the portfolio. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. I'm trying to recession-proof the portfolio a little bit. And 2, I'm trying to get exposure to new sectors. The first sector that I'm going to be introducing into my portfolio is the chemical sector. So if you've got any guesses as to which company that's going to be, pause the video here and leave a comment below. It's a UK dividend paying stock. That's your only clue in the chemical sector. The stock is going to be Croda. I'm adding Croda International to my portfolio to represent the chemical sector. Croda, if you didn't know, are a British company that basically manufacture different chemicals. They manufacture lots and lots of different chemicals and chemical products. So ones that maybe go into your different creams, your different food items, all sorts, and they have many, many customers. So Croda aren't doing too well at the moment. Over the last 1 month, they've been down by 2.5%. Over the last 6 months, nearly 5%. And year to date, they're not doing well year to date. You can see this graph here. It's just, it's dropped a lot, down by nearly 36% year to date. But if you zoom out, you can see that they are an absolutely fantastic company. Look at this increase here. And they've just taken a dip. And I think now is a really, really good opportunity to buy into this company. Not necessarily trying to time the market, but when I looked at which company I wanted to introduce in this sector and I saw the current price of this company, I thought it was a no-brainer really. If we hop over to DividendMax, which as you know is one of my favorite dividend-based websites, we can see a few more pieces of information about the dividends. So they pay 2 payments every single year, an interim payment and a final payment. And you can see the ex-dividend dates, the declaration date and the pay date. And if we scroll down, it says that the dividend yield as of today is 1.7. So it's a respectable dividend yield. It's quite a low one compared to a lot of UK stocks that just pay an awful lot more than this. But I'm happy to have it in my portfolio because I think it's going to be a really good exposure to the sector. It's at a good price. It's one that I can hold and just keep reinvesting into a good quality company. And I do believe that with this sort of company, they're going to somewhat be recession proof because the customers that they have are still going to require them products. And then the customers that are buying them products, so us, are still going to require them products, food items, creams and all sorts like this. It's not really a luxury type business, it's not retail necessarily. So I think it's going to be somewhat recession proof. If we look at their annual dividends here, this is a really, really good site for me. They have been really doing well with increasing their dividends, growing their dividends year on year. If we just flick through here, we can see that this is an increase, and you guessed it, an increase, which is absolutely fantastic. the only year that we've seen a drop in the dividends from Croda is 2011. So it is a good sign here that they're going to continue growing their dividends year on year. So here we are on my Interactive Brokers account. We're ready to buy some Croda stock. So let's do it now. I've already looked at this yesterday just to make sure how many sort of shares I'd be looking at. I have about £530 worth of investable cash on this portfolio. So I'm looking to pretty much invest about £500, maybe just over £500 between Croda and the other stock that I'm going to be buying today. So yesterday when I worked it out, the price was about £65 per share, and I'm going to get about, I'm going to get about 4 shares with that. So let's just put that to a market order. So getting 4 shares of Croda is going to cost £260.29. So that's including the 4 shares, which come out to £259.20. And then on top of that, I've got the commission charge, which is going to be between £1 and £1.17. So let's do it. Let's add some Croda to the portfolio. Okay, my order has been filled. So that one's gone through. Now let's talk about the next stock that I'm going to be buying. So again, I wanted to expand the sectors that I have, and I wanted to add a stock particularly to like the insurance financial sector. At the moment, I only have HSBC representing the financial industry for me, and I just wanted something else there. I feel like I should have more exposure to the finance sector. So again, pause this video. I'll let you know it's more of an insurance-based stock, but pause this video and let me know. I guess you only really have 2 choices for which UK dividend stock I'd be adding under this sector, but see if you're right. Let me know in the comments below. For those of you who did not just pause the video, the stock that I'm going to be adding is Legal & General. It seems like Legal & General are another great company to be buying right now. Year to date, they're down by nearly 24%, so getting myself a bit of a bargain there. And if we zoom out to 5 years, they've not had a great 5 years, but if we max it out, we can see that they've done pretty well over time, and this is a really, really good dividend stock to have. I was kind of debating whether to add Legal & General or Aviva to my portfolio. I've decided on Legal & General because of a few different reasons. I think over the history of the stock, they've performed better. I think they're a little bit more trustworthy in the space that they're in. And I just liked a few different things about them. I like their dividends, which we'll see in a minute. That's very juicy. And they're at a really good price right now. So it was kind of a no-brainer to me, but perhaps I would be open to adding a bit of Aviva in the future. Legal & General, again, like Croda, pay twice a year, an interim payment and a final payment. And their ex-dividend date is the 18th of August 2022. So I'm going to be missing the ex-dividend date, but that doesn't matter. I don't need to be paid dividends ASAP or anything like that, but it will be nice when it does come through, because their dividend yield, as you can see here, is absolutely massive. I'm not investing in this because of its dividend yield, but it definitely does feel good to know that they have such a large one. But also they're a very good company. It's not like they're trying to cover up stuff by having a big dividend yield, but this is going to be nice. And I feel like this will be, I can't remember what else has a really high dividend yield. This may be going into my portfolio as the largest dividend yield stock. I do also have Rio Tinto, which is pretty big, maybe bigger than this, but this will be very nice. And then if we come down and go to the annual dividends section, you can see here again a picture of absolute health for dividend growth investing. They've increased their dividends pretty much year on year, and I don't see that necessarily stopping anytime soon. We can see here early on, 2008, obviously 2009 and 2011, they decreased them. I think that makes perfect sense, but since then they've done really well. Did they cut their dividends in 2020? Oh no, they kept them the same. Okay. But this is a really good sign anyway, considering they've got such a high dividend yield and they're managing to increase them year on year. Very, very good sign. I've also recently found this section on DividendMax, which tells you a little bit about the company. I didn't realise this was really here before, but it just says Legal & General is a long-established life insurance group, blah, 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 blah. Loads of staff, loads of customers, and operating in a few different places around the world, including the US, France, Netherlands, Germany, and of course its main business in the UK. So let's buy some Legal & General. Again, yesterday I had a quick look at this and worked out roughly how many shares I needed. So it's about £2.40 a share by the looks of it at the moment. So let's just type in 105 shares and just see how much that will be. That will be £251. Let me just quickly check actually. Go back onto my home page. Come on, chop chop. I have £278 left to spend. So let's just do this again, knowing that. So I can buy about 105 shares and that's what I originally planned. So let's stick to that. Let's preview and just check everything's okay. Going to be getting 105 shares for £251 with a little bit of commission, which is going to bring it up to £252. Post available funds are going to be £12. Oh, actually, I'm going to want a bit more on my account, I think. So let's put this down to 100 and let's do 100 shares of this. Yeah, 25. That sounds better. Okay, let's transmit this. Order has been filled. How exciting. I'm really excited that I'm going to be adding these two new stocks to my portfolio. I was thinking of doing what I do every single month and throwing a bit into Vusa, but I'm going to leave that one alone maybe for a couple of months just because the pound's really weak at the moment. So just going to try and focus on some UK stocks, and soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be adding the ETF that I'm really, really keen to add. I've also got my eye on another 2 UK stocks. I'm really thinking I'd like to add United Utilities, which is a water company here in the UK, because again, absolute recession-proof stock. Everyone needs water, no matter whether there's a recession or not. And also perhaps Reckitt Benckiser, which is a big healthcare company, again, here in the UK. And also they produce products that people need regardless. Fun fact, I actually used to work for Reckitt Benckiser, so I'm kind of keen to get my hands on some Reckitt Benckiser stock. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on United Utilities and Reckitt Benckiser to add to my portfolio. And of course, let me know what you've been snapping up. Have you been buying any bargains today or recently that I might want to look at? I'll leave it there. That's my Invest With Me this month. I'll be back next month to do another one. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.